Hi, Thibaud. Thank you for accepting our invitation and joining our podcast PowerTalk channel. We would like to welcome you today to our channel, and I would like to understand what your entrepreneur journey and how organize you. What was the inspiration behind organize?
Organize. Yeah, thank you first for this. It's going to be fun, I hope. I hope you're going to have fun time too, and the people listening will hopefully learn one or two things. Organize is actually from the founder of the company. He wanted to create an AI chatbot that just made it much easier for you to book meetings. And then I've taken that idea together with him and the other people in the team and made that into something that people can use no matter if you're an AI friend or
Mhm.
just want to get things done. So that's make sure that people who are stuck in pretty much okay, I'm gonna make the story because I think it's fun. You still have people who are booking meetings in their own paper calendars. We call it
Mhm.
meeting 1.0. And and it's easy when you are the most important person in the room. Everyone has to adapt to your calendar. And then you got into meeting 2.0 when you have people who want to do more than one thing. That could be that they want to be a soccer trainer for their kids. It could be that they want to be in some sort of charity on the side of what they usually do for work. Means they have two calendars and everyone they're working with have two calendars. Then they like to put their calendars together and send out the booking link when you want to meet one-on-one. That's meeting 2.0. But what we are doing is meeting 3.0, which is making it much easier for everyone that I just mentioned to actually book meetings together when you're more than one-on-one. So
Understood.
the cool thing that we have noticed is that you have a huge surge of fractional executives or entrepreneurs that are doing more companies at the same time, or they are coaching and then they are making lots of money in their normal job. They need to put their calendars together and book
Mhm.
meetings with many people, and that's what we make easy.
Understood. So, as I understand, is this majorly for B2C, for C-level C-suite, or would it also be implemented for a company as a project management platform?
We are early stage, so right now it's still focusing on individuals. I am 100% sure that customer success people, project managers, salespeople, especially when you get to a more complex selling process, not just the one-on-one, they are not going to continue sending emails back and forth saying, hey, are you able to do this time or that time? That's going to disappear. It has to disappear because it wastes too much money for companies. Like, I think we become a CFO's best friend when he can see how much he can improve his entire team's productivity.
Wonderful, wonderful. So
Yeah.
I was going through your profile and doing my research, and I understood your entrepreneur journey. Can you
Yeah.
take us through, how is your journey from an entrepreneur, and now you are also a sales coach in some way. So can you just take us through your journey?
Sure, sure. Is there a specific thing you want me? How early do you want me to start? When do you think people get
From
bored?
where, from how what inspired you to quit your 9 to 6 job or a day job and then start your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay. I think it's important for people to know that I come from two different family companies.
Mhm.
So I have had the both luxury and the curse of having many conversations every single day about how we can improve the business, how we can help a certain employee, or how we can make the customer more satisfied and make sure that they refer us to someone else. That has been a part of my life since a very early stage. And it just became very clear to me that I am not the type of person that likes job descriptions or job uh, sites where you have to choose one role. Because for me, they always seem too narrow. You need to do more to make shareholders happy. You cannot just do sales. You cannot just do marketing. You cannot just do finance. You cannot just do product. You need to understand all of it to actually create lots of shareholder value. And that's I think comes from those early days at the breakfast table, listening to all the problems in the companies.
Wow, that must have been inspiring, and it add on to your journey. And I I also saw like you were part of Dragon's Den
Yeah,
at one
yeah,
episode. So would
yeah,
you
yeah.
like to share more about your journey on Dragon's Den? How did it help? How did it unfolded, and what happened after that?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's since I saw the first episode, I don't know if it's 10 years or 15 years ago, the UK Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
Uh, I just thought that this is amazing. This is so cool. It's not usually how venture world is working, of course. For those who don't know, it's completely different. But it's also, from my point of view, that this was wow. You go in, you ask for something, you talk about your business, and someone says, "I'm in." So I have been trying to get on that show for a few years. I even got to know a few of the producers in the Swedish show, just to be like, I really want to be. If you need someone, if someone gets sick anytime, I will jump in. I am ready. I said it for the first and the second season, and I said, no, it's fine. The third season, I was the first one out of everyone recording. I think they were recording for 9 days. I was the first one the first day. And the
Mhm.
producer said that I don't think I've seen anyone be as happy as you were to join and be on the show. And I said, I think that's right, because this is a bucket listing. And for those who don't know, I secured a small funding. We are now at the stage where we're actually taking the thing that was presented at that show to a stage
Nice.
now where we're having more and more users, real users coming in and actually getting the value that we thought we could bring. So it was fun.
Wonderful, wonderful. I've one question related to Dragon's
Yeah.
Den and such things, So, how does it help post the production or post when your episode is live? How does it work? Does it help you in mentorship, or is it just a brand awareness and a funding game?
No, no. Uh, I think it's different from different countries, of course, and it also depends on how many investments those dragons that decide to invest in you already
Mhm,
have. Uh, it became very clear for those, because it's a Swedish show, so if you don't speak Swedish, it's hard to know.
mhm,
But for those who see it, it's very clear that they are investing in what we could become, not what we have at that stage. So how we have discussed the investors, there was two of them who invested in the company at that stage, and then I got more investors after the show. Um, I have very open, and I want to be very transparent in my
mhm,
communication with them of what they can expect, where we are, what our next challenges are, and at the stage they know so much more about what I am gonna go into and what's gonna happen. So pretty much they're telling me these are red flags that we want you to take away.
mhm.
Make sure they are disappear and keep on focusing. And okay, that's a red flag, and let me know how should I manage that. And then they just say this and that, and then I'll fix that and keep on going. So I had a few meetings with them on a regular basis, and we just pretty much they want to make sure that I have the energy to keep on going since we're not making lots of revenue yet. It's just starting now. So hopefully it will be a company they will be very happy about soon.
Understood. Understood. Wonderful. So that means it's money as well as mentorship as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
They're definitely helping. It's really cool.
Wonderful. So, I want to understand from you, as you are now, you are an entrepreneur as well as you have made such investments into different companies. Currently, AI is a major focus across all the departments and all the products. How are you planning to integrate AI into Organize or any other system that or other company that you're working in?
I think it's quite fun because I am a sales-oriented person or a shareholder-oriented person, and I have invested in over 10 startups now that are all tech startups, and I did not even understand the difference between front end and back end when I started. The founder of Organaise is a very known AI researcher, has his own AI pod, and he talks to the very like on the edge AI people every single week. There's so much stuff we can do with AI, but it always comes back to, but how will we make this valuable
Mm,
to our users? Because if the only thing we're going to keep on doing is trying to figure out what the next token is going to be, it's not going to be that interesting for most normal people.
mm,
And when you look at the normal bell curve of where we are, we're still at the not even early majority, we're still early adopters when it comes to AI. Even big companies are talking about, I know you might not want to show this to people, but when you talk about Microsoft Copilot and stuff like that, it's
Yeah.
still not adding that much value.
Yeah.
Like the coolest thing we've seen so far is when Klarna pretty much made sure they went from 7,000 people to 4,000 people thanks to AI. And every single person that I know in Klarna, they have to make things automated.
Yes. Yes.
I have not seen that many other companies that are doing the way they are, which means there's still a lots of companies that don't understand how to apply it for real business value. So I am very happy that I'm involved in companies that are extremely focused on making this focus the business value, and I hope we were able to get enough customers to understand that they can get that. But it's going to be a very interesting show for all of us that are seeing all these big companies trying to pretend that AI is something different than actual business value
Yeah, absolutely.
or customer value. Yeah.
Absolutely. Every day there is some new platform or some new product coming in the air. But so as you have invested in more than 10 plus tech companies, can you share with us which is your so far a success story for you?
It's too early. I started 5 years ago. I have now three companies that are past B rounds, like American size B rounds, because Swedish size B rounds are smaller. Uh, and it's just luck. I mean, you have to put some money in, you have to find great people, and some of them will work and some of them won't. None of my companies have died in that sense. They're not gone bankrupt. But again, it's only 5 years, so it's angel investments. It's a 10 to 15 year thing. It's not. I'm not even halfway.
So in that case, let me put it in other around. So what is the most inspiring or most the inspiring product that you're looking forward to, that you feel is going to impact lots and lots of companies and individuals in the future?
Uh, I can name drop stuff that I have invested in,
Yeah.
and it's I think for some it could be fun. Uh, if you have people who are interested in doing angel investments or are already doing it,
Yeah.
sometimes you're presented with an opportunity where you don't understand what's going to go on. And then all the time you have Warren Buffett in your mind, just saying only invest in things you understand. So 5 years ago, I sat next to a very convincing individual who was talking about a new platform, a hyper automation platform.
Mhm.
And I was just, what is that? And then we started talking about UiPath, which was at that time really cool, which has had a very tough time on the stock market. And then I said, okay, everyone that I know has told me not to invest in this one. I'm going to try it anyway. And it's right now my best investment. And pretty much what they're doing is that they are creating a new class of hyper automation, which means that Gartner's beautiful quadrant box
Mhm.
has, when they are being compared to the other competitors in the world, when you look at everything they can do, the competitors stop here and they keep on going like this.
Okay.
And I even talk to American investors and family offices when I have the chance, and not that often, but sometimes. They all know about this company. They all want to be investors in this company because it's growing like absolute crazy. And every time I meet the CEO, which is maybe 2 times a year in here in Stockholm, I'm just like I'm so impressed with the way he just handles expectations because it's growing absolutely crazy fast and he's super calm. I think that's very, very impressive. And then a company is called Evolute IQ. It's really, really cool how fast it's going.
Wow, that sounds interesting, really
Yeah.
interesting. So, tell me what do you look forward to when you are investing in company? What do you look forward to? What is your thought process when it comes to investing?
Everyone has their own way of doing it.
Mhm.
I was in another podcast not that long ago where I had an angel who did not want to invest in me and was known in public. And I just said, I don't have a hard feelings towards that guy because he's made his money. He has his way of doing things, which does not have to correspond with mine. It doesn't matter because it's his money. My way is very simple. I want someone in the team that knows how to sell. If you don't know how to sell, I am not that interested. If you are a company with a great tech or even good tech, and there's no one around who can help you actually make a customer understand how great this can become,
Mhm.
it's not for me. I do not have to have a Deca unicorn. I'm more than happy to have 10 times money and just have a very fun journey.
Wonderful. That's what I think it should be about, because while investing, you should also enjoy the journey of
Yeah.
what you are making, right? I want to ask you one thing. So it's you are a sales coach, like you provide mentorship and you also coach people. So there is relatively there is something that was the existing previous in the past as well, but currently it is taking a lot of effort and initiative when it comes to SDR, sales development representative. And with AI coming into, everything is getting automated. How do you look into it? What are your thoughts?
I'm not that old, but I'm older than I was before. And I was one of the most digital people very early, in Sweden at least, when it comes to figuring out tools, doing cool things. And the things that I've noticed now is that this, just if you're spending more than like 10 minutes on LinkedIn, there's so much stuff right now that is automated, templates. It's just not that interesting.
Mhm.
Uh, I get probably 10 connection requests on a daily basis, and there are so many automated, and it's like no one has made an effort.
Yes.
So I think we were going to see like a contra trend coming. Uh, I think it's known that Apollo had a not so fun time with LinkedIn a few weeks ago. And if
Mhm.
LinkedIn decides to continue that route, there's going to be a huge amount of companies that are just going to like die. Like in Germany, you're not even allowed to call people, like cold calling. It's against the law, I heard, which is absolutely crazy. Like, how are you gonna get in contact with a customer? So the SDR, the question that you asked for me means you are not gonna have a situation, I think at least, where it's gonna become fully automated because the platforms where we are able to meet does not allow it. And which means that you need to have smart people as SDRs who are willing to become great salespeople. And you cannot just have a person who sees this as a full-time job for all their life. It should be some like a stepping stone to something more,
Yeah.
because I don't think that many people wants to be SDR their full life, especially now when you have to spend more and more time actually developing a business opportunity. Because I don't know how it is for you, but I get so many emails every single day where someone says something weird and then they send another email, say, hey, I just want to get on top of your email inbox. And then they say, hey, so you don't want to talk to me anymore. I just try to get in front of you again. And they say, hey, if you don't answer this, something bad is going to happen. And they just try to get me to answer.
Yes.
Those things are all automated, of course, and it's not going to work. It's so
Yeah.
easy to see.
And it's not, I think at some level you have to even get personalized. You have to see their profile and understand their needs and then address that needs. That is what is more helpful, instead of just randomly sending one same message in a template form to thousands of, or maybe 100 of contacts.
Yeah, it's not going to work anymore. At least if you try to do it on LinkedIn, and your your domain is going to die.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that's
So when coming back to Organize, I
yeah.
just wanted to understand, what is your go-to market strategy for such kind of a platform? Because there are other platforms as well for a B2B as well as an individual. What would be your go-to market strategy?
I think this is a fun question because this is something that investors that I've spoken to, they don't really want to hear it. They think it's that I take it too lightly. Because basically what we're creating a solution where it's easier for me in my
Mhm.
own ecosystem or my cluster of people that I meet to find time slots directly. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to invite people that I'm meeting often. make sure that they get into my plan. I pay for them to become users. And
Yes.
when they have noticed that this actually works for them, they're going to feel like, oh, I want to invite the 4 or 5 people I have meetings with often to make sure that my life is easier, but they then have to pay for it. And that's how it's going to grow. So from my point of view, it's not a company that I need to throw hundreds of millions of dollars in marketing because we are not VC backed. We can grow steadily over time,
Mhm.
which means that I just need to find my first 20 people that enjoy this. Those 20 people are going to become 100. Out of those 100, you might get 40 that use it as much as those first 20, and then you get 200, and it just keeps on growing like that. So the go-to
And
market is find people who have 2 calendars or more, who are in a situation where they are sitting more in one company and having at least 5 to 12 meetings a week.
and
If you are in that situation, which a lot of people like me are, you do not want to send emails back and forth. Then you get an executive assistant, and executive assistants, they don't want to do this job. This is not the fun part in their job. This is actually the most boring part. And I've spoken to many EAs, and they keep on telling me that when you're done with this, Thibaud, I want to use this because I have so much else that I need to do to create value for this business than finding time slots with these different people. So
absolutely.
it is a hassle for many. And if I get to a situation where I have an EA or a board member, I get inside 2, 5, 6 companies at once. And I have lawyers who are asking me, when can we use this? Because we want to use this in our transaction teams or
Mhm.
M&A teams, because we think we can do 2 to 3 more deals a year per team because we can save this that much time on actually moving process faster. So just when you start understanding that there's a problem, that a lot of people have a weird way of solving it, and there's a better way, I think we can go pretty fast.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It will obviously solve a lot of problem for the C-level suit, to or get more organized. Tibo, final
Yep.
to my final question, I would like to know what has been your biggest learning so far in your journey, and what have you learned from it, and what would you advise the upcoming entrepreneurs and founders from who are watching this video?
Uh, I've learned so much because that's the whole thing with what I'm doing. I'm meeting people all the time just to learn new things. One of the most important learnings for me is to make sure, if you want to add people to your team or to your cap table or to whatever, make sure there are people who add energy to your container of energy. Because like if this is a container of energy, you keep on emptying it every single day. As an entrepreneur, you can go very low on energy for a very long time because we are driven by other things than normal uh, employees are. But just make sure that you don't have a certain person that just takes up too much of that energy, because you will burn out too fast. When you take those people away, you have much more energy and you can get much further in every single thing you decide to do. This is usually extremely tough for most people because you have different reasons why you're connected to a person, might even be family. But the sooner you add or reduce energy drainers, the better for everyone in the rest of your ecosystem.
Wow, that's some great advice. So moving away from distractions and focusing on the right action.
Yeah. In this sense, when it comes to people.
Great. Wonderful.
Yeah. Not.
Thank you so much, Thibaut, for joining our podcast today and accepting my invitation to join our channel. Thank
Yeah,
you
cool.
so
It's
much
fun.
for giving us time.
Thank you.